The year 2013 witnessed plenty of wildlife conservation programs aimed at protecting endangered animal species.
That's the total number of elephants in all of Kenya.
Ecotourism is responsible travel to natural areas that conserves the environment and improves the well-being of the local community.
That our elephants were finished. They were declining at 30,000 per year.
State environmental officials are reviewing a program that protects endangered and threatened wildlife around the state.
And other stakeholders, communities, to come up with what we think is actually the best possible solution so that we can save our wildlife heritage into
endangered animal species like pandas and rhinos. But still, there were some serious concerns about the survival of some animals.
News to hear that environmental researchers in Korea have reported the first sighting of an endangered bat species in almost 2 decades.
Are concerned that changes could undercut protections.
There are about 20,222 species that are considered to be endangered out of 60,000 in the world today. Humans are considered the main contributors to the endangerment of animals, pollution, habitat loss, hunting and poaching, and climate changes are some of the main reasons why species are declining. It is important for us to preserve these animals and keep their species thriving. These animals are important to our environment because they can provide clean air and water, food, medicines, building and clothing materials, and fertile soil.
Wildlife conservation is
Wildlife conservation is.
I think wildlife conservation is.
Wildlife conservation is the.
Wildlife conservation is like saving animals from extinction.
They try to protect the wildlife and make sure that the wildlife is at a sustainable level.
Wildlife to make sure they don't die from any dangers that humans put into their environment.
Practice of saving our endangered species in the world.
Is trying to preserve, certain animals from endangering or from being endangered by human activity.
Saving of animals, like
protecting animals and making sure that they're around for future generations.
Many organizations have made a list of over 60,000 organisms to find out if they are extinct. Species are assessed according to a number and certain criteria, such as how many individuals there are and whether this number is in decline. They are then placed on a scale in one of the following categories: extinct, extinct in the wild, critically endangered, endangered, vulnerable, near threatened, least concern, or data deficient. Many of the animals placed in these categories are considered endangered.
some animals that are affected by this are
the white tiger, penguins, polar bears, seals.
Monkeys, I think, birds.
First one that comes to mind is the American eagle. It's been endangered for a while.
Are polar bears wildlife? Can they be considered wildlife, I guess?
Turtles, sea otters, marine life, coral reef, all animals in the ocean affected.
Elephants and tigers.
Some endangered species happen to be on wildlife in the ocean, like dolphins.
Elephants and tigers.
A couple years ago, dolphins were endangered.
There's a lot of endangered animals.
Many people argue that wildlife conservation is not an important ongoing issue. They claim that there are more pressing issues than animals and may have an anthropocentric view on wildlife. While humans are more essential, we need to treat animals with care and respect. They also provide many necessities for humans to survive. We need to take care of our wildlife and take drastic measures to help preserve endangered species.
think it's time we found a way back home. You lose so many things you love as you grow.